I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stutzla, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Sens fans? Welcome to another edition of the live watch party here on the Locked On Senators YouTube page. I'm your host, Jack Richardson, set to bring you some reaction to the last game before the trade deadline for the Ottawa Senators, which is tomorrow. Already made a trade. We will get into all that. The boys went live a couple hours ago because the Ottawa Senators have added a new player in Warren Fogle. We will not see him tonight, but lots to dive into. Interesting trade for some reason. For a couple reasons. But before we get going, I want to let you know this is brought to you by our friends over at the Glebe Central Pub. We will be there in 2 weekends, that back-to-back, Ducks and Sharks. The boys and I are going to be there, fired up to get the whole gang together, and we're going to ride that shuttle all the way to the CTC, the best way to get to Sens games. Check out the Sens shuttle for most home games from the Glebe Central Pub, 779 Bank Street, right in the heart of the Glebe. Vibes are free at the GCP. Folks, I buried the lead there. Obviously, making a trade a few hours before puck drop is just beautiful because I love it. You get to see, you get the hype up to a game. You get to get excited about the game. Obviously a must-win game for the Sens. Cannot lose this one in Calgary, a team they're much better than. Then you get the juice of the Ottawa Senators acquiring Warren Fogle. So obviously, I think my initial thoughts on it are I understand the fit. I actually think it's on paper a great fit with what Warren Fogle is. When you scurry over to Hockey DB, he's not having a good statistical season. He's got 7 goals, which is still a bad year, by his standards. But then you factor in 2 assists in 47 games. Not good offensively for Warren Fogle. But I'll touch on that, why I'm not too concerned about that. I like this deal. I do. Couple reasons. It's not a, win now, we got to win tomorrow, make the playoffs this season type of move. Fogle is signed for next season. I think he checks a box for something that we might not have assumed was a need for the Ottawa Senators. Now, I want to clarify what I mean is obviously they're a strong defensive team. And it seems weird that with that defensive unit, that shutdown line that has now Nick Cousins on the left wing with Pinto and Amadio and Sanderson and Zub, it's been a bit of a rotating door on that left wing dating back to last season. It's been Ridley Gregg. It's been Claude Giroux, I believe, and then Nick Cousins. I'm not sure if they tried anyone else on that line for an extended period of time, but it's been a bit of a revolving door. They're looking for that fit, and I think Nick Cousins is good enough, and he has had games where he's definitely good enough in that role. But to me, Fogle is the third guy, the fifth guy for that unit, if you want to say it. And look, you can balk at the price. I understand that. I understand people are not happy giving up a second-round pick, especially in this draft. But more on that later. But yeah, giving up a second-round pick for a guy like Fogle is definitely a good trade for the Kings. I will say, when you're the Sens, you got to think, why? And I want to be careful because obviously picks matter. Picks matter down the line. We've seen it the last couple of years. The Sens have just had no high-end prospects coming in and kind of pushing the other guys around for spots. But most of their team here is locked up for a long time. And ideally, obviously Batherson and Tkachuk get extended up front. And those are the next 2 guys. And even on the back end, there's not that many guys who are expiring. If there are, then Yakimchuk and Hensler are there. You know what I mean? If you were to hang on to that draft pick, the odds of that guy becoming an impact for this team today are very low. Which is why I say it's okay maybe to give up a deal. And I'd much rather they make that trade if Fogle's a guy they identify as that's going to fix but that's going to help our team. He'll fit like a glove. And I'll talk about his fit in a little bit, but I'd much rather they do that and maybe pay a bit more than they're comfortable with than say no and be like, you know what? We don't want to pay a second-round pick. Because if I hear your team, if I'm a Sens fan and I hear that the team is not wanting to trade a second-round pick at all obviously for the right guy, I'd be furious with where the Sens are at. They are not in a position, I think, to be holding on to draft picks and clutching their pearls. They need to improve their team, make them competitive in this division because the division is relentless. It'll be relentless next season. It's not going to stop. So I like the move. Now, on to Fogle. I admittedly Have not watched every single one of Warren Fogle's games this season. Watched a lot of him in Edmonton, a little bit last season too. Just a guy who I think we're gonna notice right away. Like his speed is gonna really stand out on this Senators forward group if he's skating well. I know that the boys had the Locked On Kings host. I'm blanking on his name. That's just bad by me. Eddie, I believe, who was great. Gave some good insight into the trade from the Kings' perspective, and it's been a frustrating season, I think, for the LA Kings. So when you look at his numbers, I think when you hear that every other Los Angeles King has bad offensive numbers compared to their career averages, that kind of starts to make a bit of sense, because Warren Fogle here, guys, is like, not a guy who's going to move the needle necessarily for the Sens, but like I said, can help a strength that they have. That shutdown unit's been elite. And I'm assuming anyway, like maybe they want to put him with Timmy. I don't know. I'd be surprised if that's the case, but I really do think this is a good fit for that Pinto Amadio shutdown line. You look at his metrics and everything like that. He fits in with their defensive identity. And I also think that we need to kind of check ourselves a little bit. It's quite clear that the Ottawa Senators under Steve Staios value the defensive side of the puck, and not to the extent of just letting letting defensive play be like good enough and not their identity. No, the defensive play of this team is their identity. Like they are built around defending. Everything about them has been built around that. And I think we've seen the results this season. It's just goaltending has not been good enough in certain spots. And obviously the 3-on-3 play has struggled, all that, whatever. But the idea that they were going to go out and get a superstar, I just don't think was realistic. I think they could still do a couple other things to improve in some spots. Like I really wouldn't hate if they upgraded the fourth line a little bit. And by association, they did that, because I think Nick Cousins is still a great player, but ideally you slot Fogle in on that third line. Nick Cousins goes to the fourth line. Perfect place for him to be. Because I think Cousins, Zetterlund, and Halliday actually had some really good chemistry at some point. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's just cool. I'm just glad they did it. I'm glad they did it because, yes, this forward group, you could have gone in as is, but clearly they wanted Warren Fogle, and I don't hate that at all. I truly think at his best, he's going to be one of the top 3, top 4 skaters on this forward group. It's not a fast group. Other than Timmy and actually Zetterlund, they really don't have a lot of foot speed, and I think Fogle is really going to pop immediately. He's going to remind us, I think, a lot of Connor Brown, a Nick Paul, those kinds of players when he's on. Type of guys that are important, And yeah, the reason I'm mentioning this season is like he's having a down year statistically. You look at the rest of his career, this guy's been a consistent producer on the third line in the minutes he plays, whatever it may be. So for whatever reason, this season might be off, but I don't think it's a bad bet for the Ottawa Senators. The conditions on the third round picks are very confusing. It's just a quick swap for the Sens. Call it a draft day trade. It's really weird. I like that they threw that in there, though. They wanted to at least have a condition on a third round pick, but that's interesting. So another thing that's interesting about this, and I want to mention this with the draft picks. So obviously it's 2026 picks, and we've seen some 2028, even 2029 second round picks get traded. So the reason I think they do the 2026, knowing they don't have a first round pick, they have to have some kind of inclination that like they're maybe getting some sort of compensation back for their for their forfeited pick or something like that. Because I do think the only thing I can see if fans are complaining about the price being too high is just the year on the second round pick, right? It's just the fact that this coming draft, because of this forfeited pick, now they have no picks in the second round or the first round. Their first pick is in the third round of the 2026 draft. Now, they go on a run in the playoffs. I don't think any of us are going to be thinking about that. If they miss and their first pick isn't until late in day 2, that's a problem. So that makes me believe that maybe they have some sort of inclination that in a couple days they're going to get a notice that they don't have to forfeit their pick altogether. They maybe get a late first or something like that. I don't know. I would hope so. We'll see. We'll see, folks. But I still like this move. Now, bit of a logjam up front. Clearly, like with McDermott being there, it seems like they want to keep him around. Maybe I think he's playing tonight. You've got guys like Peron and Zetterlund and Eller and Halliday, like a lot of people in that kind of bottom 9, and Fogle's now added to that. You got to assume a move is coming, another move of some sort, right? Like that would be my assumption. But again, you never want to assume anything. And maybe they roll in after the deadline with this and just call it a day and then deal with it with waivers or whatever it may be. But Halliday is scratched, and I'd like to think that's not a coaching decision. I hope not, because obviously, like, let's call a spade here. McDermott's providing one thing and one thing only, and I'm not too sure anyone on the Flames is going to be running around tonight for the Ottawa Senators. Now, another thing here about Fogle, he's not here. He's not playing tonight. It was a a couple hours ago, like we mentioned. I would say if you're a bottom six guy here, like if you're Nick Cousins, if you're David Peron is not playing, obviously, if you're Lars Eller, Zetterlund, you're playing for ice time now, right? There's a new guy coming in, brand new guy. No one was shipped out. It was just picks. Kind of a interesting spot for a lot of these guys. So let's see what that ends up meaning for some of these guys. And I like this from M Sync here. I like this point. I wanted to bring this up as well. So the second round pick they used was from Buffalo. So you think about it, it's basically Josh Norris, Jacob Bernard-Docker and a third round pick for Dylan Cousins, Warren Fogle, and a third round pick. Do you do that most of the time? Probably. If that was on the table last season, probably. So I'm just not too hung up on a second rounder. Besides the point of how this team's drafted in the second round, it's been terrible. Other than Tyler Clevin, Shane Pinto is a second round pick, but he's 32nd overall, technically a first round pick. I don't know. We'll see. But a huge game. They need the 2 points. Doesn't matter how it happens, how it comes. Peron got traded. David Peron got traded. Where are we seeing this? DP traded? The chat is alive. DP? He did. DP for a fourth round pick. Okay. Back to Detroit for David Peron. All right. Breaking news. Just 44 seconds ago. Sens have acquired a conditional fourth round pick in the 2026 NHL draft for David Peron. All right. DP's done. Played his last game a few months ago then. All right. Interesting. So that clears up that logjam. You know what? I think DP, he scored some big goals in the playoffs and scored some big goals even this season. But that frees up some money for the Sens, obviously. Back to Detroit is interesting, though. Wow. Okay. So, obviously, folks, we're doing a live watch party here. I got a game going on here, but another trade to break down. DP is out. If you're just joining us, I'm actually going to make a little banner here, and we'll maybe keep that instead of the score. David Peron has been traded to the Detroit Red Wings, right back to Detroit, for a fourth round pick in this draft. I don't know what we think about that return. I feel like that's kind of fair. Actually, probably a good return given where he was playing in this lineup. So DP out for a fourth round pick. Just let me stand by here. We're just making this. There we go. We'll keep that. How's that look? Ooh, a little big. That's all right. But if you're just joining us here, David Peron has just been traded as well. The Sens are on the ice right now. They are playing. So we're going to react to this game, but also kind of break down David Peron not being an Ottawa Senator anymore. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure that's a home run for either team, really. I think that's just another depth guy for Detroit. Obviously, they're familiar with him. He was in Detroit before Ottawa. I'm curious what the condition is, maybe a playoff thing. But making a trade with the rival that is the Detroit Red Wings is interesting, at the very least. Interesting. Okay. So that's clear the move. So that clears up the logjam too. I mean, clearly this guy had they had no Peron was a UFA, Fogle goes one more year. Basically just I like that, Nick. Yeah, just replacing Peron before July 1. And I think Vogle's more useful for what they need. I think Peron was more of a guy who could step in the top six and play well. But his minutes weren't well served in the bottom six. I had a hunch. I think there was a bit of a disconnect between him and Travis Green towards the end of his tenure here. Like it does suck that it ended with an injury like that, but I think that you could see when he was playing the fourth line, like he was taking those bad penalties. Some of the body language I saw from DP that I wasn't a huge fan of, but Yeah, I mean, kind of I want to say underwhelming because he scored some big goals for this team. And as we get underway here, you'll make this a ticker. That's what I'll do. I'm learning on the fly here, folks. Yeah, what if we do that? There we go. And I'll actually edit it. Or we got puck drop underway here. A couple whistles early. I'll write to Detroit. To Detroit. Still same goes though. Same thing goes for all these players in the lineup. Like, you're still playing for ice time. Nick Cousins still playing for ice time. Zetterlund still playing for ice time, because there will be a new guy coming in, and it could have been DP. Later on when he came back from injury, but I don't know. I mean, I think he was skating. I don't know if he's on the trip, but I think he was skating back in Ottawa is what the last we heard from that. Oh, perfect. Okay. I'll keep the ticker going and then we'll go with that. And we're underway here, folks. It's just going to be me tonight. I'm going to be, maybe Ross will hop in here to talk about DP, but we'll have to see. We'll be on the postcast later tonight as well. But Sens have business to take care of. Business to take care of here. Look at all the green men behind the Sens net. That's funny. Oh, and the Flames are pressing here. Nice stop by Ullmark. That was a bit of a turnover. Easy save for Ullmark. So yeah, lots going on. Obviously, a lot of roster shifting happening for the Sens. And obviously, like, I know a lot's been made of where they all stand, based on this game. Like, if Boston wins and they lose, whatever. I think clearly it doesn't really make sense. The result of this game, like, what I guess my point is, I doubt Steve Staios is sitting here watching and taking notes and being like, I'm going to trade that guy. Like, they know their plan roughly already. It might just be a matter of how aggressive they get. Like, if Boston loses tonight, who I think they were down 1-0 in the first period. I won't check yet. But if they win tonight and Boston loses, or 4 points out, maybe they get a bit more aggressive. Maybe they're like, you know what, we're right there. We're inching away, chipping away the last few games. That's what we can do. So, yeah, I mean, the chat just broke a trade to me. David Peron, obviously, see at the ticker there, and we'll just react to this game because, obviously, like I mentioned, DP had not played since before the Olympic break. He was out with a sports hernia injury, I believe, and it was 5 to 7 weeks, and he should be close to returning for Detroit. But I'll tell you what, man, I think, like I said, Peron has scored some big goals this season, like, already, and he scored some big ones in the playoffs. He was good in that series against the Leafs. I think if you were to say switch out Fogle for Peron, I'm happier with Fogle, I think. And I know he hasn't played yet, but that's my thought. And there's Curtis McDermott out there, fourth line shift. So this is the thing with Zetterlund, okay? I understand he needs to do more, and he had an opportunity with Timmy, and it didn't really stick. Like, he's playing with Eller and McDermott tonight. Like, you're not going to get a lot out of Zetterlund if you're playing him with those two guys. So I don't know what the plan is with Zetterlund, because that's not using him effectively at all, in my opinion. You got to get him up the lineup more, and maybe he's a candidate. Maybe he's a guy that the Sens are trying to move. I don't know. And if they were, you got to put him up top, show him off a little bit more, but we'll see. Has been a bit of a sleepy start here for the Sens so far. You got to wonder maybe what they're thinking on that roster, on that bench and everything, right? Like, last season was a bit of a culture shock. Obviously, a huge trade with Norris going the other way. I wonder if that is in their brains at this time of year for some of them, and just see how that affects their play. But they got to get going here in this game. It's been a bit of a sluggish start and a bit of a slow one in the first place. Yeah, Halliday being scratched. Like, I'm hoping that's not a coach's decision. Like, Friedman mentioned, Halliday's a name to watch. There's been reports every time a player gets sat, if they're a significant piece, that they're being scratched for roster-related reasons. There was none of that for Halliday. Just said healthy scratch. I don't know, man. I mean, it shouldn't be a coach's decision. I'll put it that way. Like, it shouldn't at all. I will say, though, if McDermott's going to hang around the team, you got to get him in a game at some point just to get his legs going. Like, if he needs to play at some point, like he's forced to. So I don't hate it in this spot necessarily against the Calgary Flames. Just kind of hope it isn't actually sitting Halliday. It's a good shift here again by that Cousins and Greg and Tkachuk line. They've been their best, most consistent line easily. There goes Nick Jensen, also a UFA. So that's in. So the Sens kind of did a hybrid buy sell here today, right? Like they bought on a guy like Fogle for the rest of this season and next, and then they sell off David Peron, who's a guy like, look, like I said, was a piece that you would have hoped to get maybe a bit more out of consistently. He struggled with injuries, but he had a stretch last season where he really turned it on. Like, remember him, Batherson and Cousins were a great line for the Sens for a little bit. And then they struggled a bit in the playoffs, but DP had some big goals. So sad to see him go. Wish it was on different terms, and wish they could have kept him and it worked out. But I think that's a move that kind of works out for both. And like, I could see him being a good contributor again for the Red Wings. He was really good there. So I don't know, man. We'll see. That would hurt if he goes and really contributes to their playoff push. That must have been doing right by the player, like putting him into a spot. Maybe his family's still there. I don't even know. Because yeah, not a move you'd make to a rival like that. If not, I would think. But it does free up some money. Fogle is a little cheaper. He's 3.5. DP was at 4. Here goes Timmy. Oh, wired that wide. No shots yet for the Sens here. Approaching the 15-minute mark. Got to get going offensively. Just 2 for Calgary. Decent crowd here at the Saddle Dome. There's an icing on the Flames. Excuse my voice crack there. That's my bad. Bring back Connor Brown. $15 points between 2nd and 8th in the Atlantic. 21 for the Metro, 28 in the Pacific. Disgusting. I'm curious what the condition is on that pick. If someone can find that and throw it in the chat, that'd be great. I'm sure it's not a crazy one. Maybe it's like if they make the playoffs, it'll be a 2026 one or 2027 one. I'm not too sure. I wonder too if that was maybe a request on Peron's side. I really don't know. Like for more ice, because he was falling, like I said, falling in the shuffle here, and not by any fault of his own. He just never really developed any chemistry. But yeah, like they got to get McDermott Zetterlund with someone other than these two. Respectfully to Eller, just no offense. It's hard to get things going as a winger if you're the only guy who can really generate offensively on your line. And I'm not saying Zetterlund's been this dynamite offensive player. He's got to step up too, but like he's not meant to be a play driving guy. And this is clearly in 4th line minutes here, and they just ice the puck on the 4th line. So that 4th line will get caught out there. It's 2-0 for Nashville over Boston now. Trying to find this condition. Did someone else find it? Did we? If Peron plays a game before the end of the regular season or during the playoffs, Ottawa receives a 2026 4th rounder. Okay, so it could become a third. Interesting. All right. Imagine 4 third-round picks. Yeah, if the Red Wings advance to round 2 of the playoffs and Peron plays in 50% of the round 1 games, Detroit instead gives their third round selection. Steve Stais loves those conditional fourths. He did it with Vladimir Tarasenko, one of his first trades as GM, to Florida. And if they won the cup, it became a third. And that's why they have another third this year. Fun story. Jensen kind of boxing out there. Sens have got to get going. They've been on their heels here. Flames are taking it to them a little bit. That was blocked. But this has not been a strong start for the fellas. Shots are 4-0. Here comes Timmy with some space. Look at him go. Oh, tried to feed it back. Is that going to count as a shot? It might. All right. Sleepy start once again. First commercial break. Yeah, right before puck drop, man. If you're just joining us, David Peron traded to the Detroit Red Wings for a 4th-round pick. Play-by-play guy is new. It's his first NHL game. He's I saw it on Twitter today. He is a CFL on TSN guy, so he's familiar, obviously, but his name's Dustin Nielsen, I believe, Edmonton guy out west, and he's getting his first NHL game today. I don't know. I can't. I have no audio. I kind of wish I did, but I think he's pretty good. I like his CFL stuff, so pretty sure he'll nail this. Doing it with noodles, obviously. I think he does hockey games as well, Nick. I don't think he just does CFL. Boston down 2-0. We'll keep an eye on that score. Those are just as important, probably more important than the results in the Sens game at this point, to be honest. Not specifically. Sens still need to win and catch them, but need Boston to lose as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. DP was he's a good player here. He was a big part of that team last year, making the playoffs for the first time. So, wish nothing but the best. He was a good pro, apparently. That's all that matters. But I will say, what's his name? Fogle is a better skater than Peron. Like, just the foot speed alone will improve this team, which is big. It's big. Boston and Columbus have the 3rd and 4th toughest schedule down the stretch, by the way. 2 teams Sens are chasing. 2 teams. The other one, Washington, sold off a piece today. Their morale can't be high. Batherson sends it to the net. That was tipped by Timmy. That was a nice save. That's the first shot. First shot on goal for the Ottawa Senators. I wonder if that was a bit of a sleepy start just because they thought they were going to walk all over this team. But we will see. David Peron traded. And Warren Fogle added. The draw win by Stutzla. Sanderson with a nice move. He shoots. This lines look pretty good early here. Stutzla just demands so much attention out there, eh? Good pressure here by this group for the Sens. Like, every time Timmy gets the puck, you could just see the black jerseys for the Flames just go right over to him. Great uniform matchup again. Flames and Sens is always one of the best. Even though, and the Flames are wearing their 3rd, the Blasty jersey. I like that one. Another icing, though. Another icing. Long one for Stutzla, Giroux, Batherson. Giroux's not happy with himself on that one. Lost the draw. Technically, I think. I don't know if that'll be a win or a loss, but Flames have it. Oh, and he's getting called. Perek jumped up. Sends to the penalty kill. It's an area Fogle should help them. He's a good penalty killer, and they need help because they are not good on the PK, especially on the road. Got torched in Edmonton. Not the top guys out there, but like the Oilers have necessarily, obviously. Did his stick get in between them? Oh, that's a bad call. That was his own stick. It was his own teammate's stick. Yeah, bad one. All right. Big penalty kill here. Got Pinto wins it. And the Flames get control. Kadri with lots of space. Stopped by Olmark. Nice save. And gets out. I think Olmark looks good to start here. Starting to get his legs back a little bit. Here's Perek. Clear by Zub. I just want 2 points out of this game. I don't need to get blown. The doors will be blown off. Did Perek just go down again? Check his edges. Kevin Ball, 67's legend. 50 seconds left in the power play here. Here come the Flames into the zone. They haven't really set up yet. Just the one shot, and Amadio's going to jump on that. Shabbat's joining him. And he'll just send it right back. I love doing this on the penalty kill. Just send it back to the D. Kill an extra 10, 20 seconds. Good kill so far. 25 to go. Flames are coming up the ice. I think that's Backlund there on Sanderson. Up top, they set up here. Blocked by Sanderson. Nice block. And they get it down. Good kill. That's a good kill. And I know it's the Flames. I know there's not like high power offense out there, but still got to kill it off. It's still a scoring opportunity for the other team, Nice move by Dylan Cousins in his own end. Great play. Great play. Zetterlund getting a shift with these guys. Okay, so Kachuk, Cousins, and Zetterlund after Greg was on the PK. Let's see. These are the opportunities Zetterlund gets, right? It's one shift at a time, kind of. And I just don't... It's a tough spot as a forward to kind of plug and play. It can be dangerous if they click, and obviously he's done it enough now where he should be used to it, but I'd like to see him get it a sustained amount of time. There he is. Good forecheck with Cousins. He's got it around the net now. He's making things happen at the very least. Nice play by Shabbat. Shabbat's really looked good. Batherson with a steal. He tried to feather it. Just shoot that puck. Giroux steals it back. This line's looked good here, folks. Shabbat. Oh, great save. Batherson, Giroux, and Stutzla have been their most noticeable line early in this game. I think they might have all 4 shots, to be honest. It was a good try. Good try. All right. Still 0-0. What are the comments saying? We got a lot going on here. A lot of scoreboard watching. Does Calgary know they're on a power play? Yeah, good point, Nick. Yeah, just give me 2 points. I don't care how it happens. Just get 2 points. You gotta get 2 points in this game. I was very easy on them after that blown lead in Edmonton because it's Edmonton, and it's a high-powered offense. They just sat back, but I think 2 points is non-negotiable tonight. 3-1 Nashville on the okay. All right, let's go Preds. Let's go Preds. Let's check the details in that game. Wonder what Nashville's going to do tomorrow. Oh, the Leafs are just getting pumped by the Rangers. 5-2. Have you ever seen a team just give up like the Leafs have this season? It's unbelievable. Florida's only down 1 to the Blue Jackets. It would be nice if they could steal a point there, even get 2. Midway through the game, 3-1 Preds. Is it Korpisalo in net? Is that why? It is. Predators are probably going to score another goal for Korpisalo. Holla. Geeky scored, of course, for the Bruins. All right. Keep an eye on that one. We'll keep an eye on that one. Lots of hockey left in that. But also the Sens need to do their own thing. The hate watch has been great, Trash Panda. Completely agree. Awesome hate watch. Saturday, last weekend, I'm still riding that high. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Some pictures of Dustin Nielsen here. His video, if anyone has a chance, check him out on Twitter. Just Dustin Nielsen. Just Google him or look him up. He had a great video, a couple minutes, just talking about his journey. It's his first NHL game that he's calling. Really, really cool insight into how much these broadcasters grind, man. It's such a grind to get to that level, and you could tell he's really, really pumped about it. So I'm happy for him, and I hope he gets other chances down the line. It's a lot of time in small rinks, a lot of traveling to achieve your dream like that. Really, really cool. And hopefully he gets a bit of a better game with some more goals to call here. That's offside, yeah. Way offside. There's Blake Coleman. There's a guy I kind of wanted, but with Fogle now, I don't know if he fits unless there's more movement on the wings, but price might just be too high for Coleman. You saw the price that Uyghur was for the Mammoth to pay, 3 second-round picks. I'll put it to you this way. I'm more comfortable giving 1 second for Fogle than I am 3 for Mackenzie Uyghur. I know they need another top 4 right shot defenseman, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on Mackenzie Uyghur long term, especially when you got Yak coming. And you guys know I'm big on Carter Yakimchuk. Zoob's got it behind the net. Sanderson tried to hit Kachuk there. This line's been a little quiet here early. Showing Noodles back in Calgary. 900 save percentage in 57 games. Not bad for Noodles. In that era, probably not great, but Panthers tied it. All right. All right. Don't get too hot, Florida, but that's a big result there. And even if Columbus wins in overtime, not being a regulation win is a big deal as well. So if they can make sure that gets to overtime at least, ideally Panthers score in regulation again, that'd be great. But another blown lead for the Blue Jackets. They've done that. I'm not too worried about them. I'm really not. That could be a hot take, but I don't they don't scare me down the stretch as much as a team like Boston does. There's Amadio with it in the ozone. Wings it around. Having a tough time getting anything going on the cycle of the Sens right now. There's Pinto. Spence has a lot of space. Oh, nice save. Pinto in front. Nope. The snake-bitten streaks that Shane Pinto goes on are remarkable. Like, he just can't buy a goal. There goes big Curtis McDermott on the... Oh, and they iced it. No icing. Okay. Must have deflected off something. Here goes Eller. Shabbat's got it in the D zone. Sens are kind of woken up after that bad start. Good play by Zetterlund getting that puck on the forecheck. Nice to get it up high. Okay. Nick Jensen. Eller now on the wall and passed it out of the zone. Just not much offensively out of Lars Eller. Little disappointed in him overall. Like I wouldn't, if they can find another, like he just lost the puck there again. That foot injury, I think, really knocked him off stride. Kachuk goes after Kevin Ball. Nice back check there. Oh, he squirts it free for Cousins. And they get some ozone time. Here we go. Ridley Gregg up high. Zub over to Sanderson. The Flames get it out. Oh, they got a bit 2-on-1 here. Someone was cherry picking. Good back check by Gregg. I didn't know there was a guy up there. A lot of regrouping and neutral zone play here in this one. I don't think the Sens would hate playing a boring game, even though it's not as good of a team. Like just a solid defensive effort and see what happens after that game in Edmonton when they sat back. More neutral zone stuff. Here's Kadri. Another big name at the deadline. I don't know what year it happened, but it used to be, oh, here come the Flames 3-on-2. Like it used to be strictly trades for rentals at the deadline, you know, like guys who were up as UFA next season. Those are still probably the most common ones, but I feel like this now, maybe it's with the cap going up, maybe it's a result of that, but it's all guys with term at the top of the trade bait lists, like Kadri, Weegar, even Fogle today for the Sens has a year left. Like the UFA rentals are a bit more rare these days, I find. Oh, what a move by Timmy. Then he gave it away. A little careless. Made a nice move and then just got too lackadaisical. Now they're in their own end. Ullmark with the save. Timmy's out there for a long one with McDermott and Zetterlund. Don't get it out. In the slot, they score. Oh, that's just sloppy, man. Can't happen. That's their best player. Bad turnover. And then Jensen with another one. 1-0 Flames. Look, the highlight there is going to really highlight Jensen, and absolutely, but that's just a brutal play by Stutzla. Like he's late in a shift, tries to dipsy doodle in the neutral zone, and yeah, I mean Jensen's got to make a harder play there, though. That's a, in a nutshell, that's a Nick Jensen goal against, but Timmy's got to be way better than that. 1-0 Flames. All right, take this date prompt ticker off. Ullmark got a piece, but it trickled by him. Probably want him to have that one too. Just so much wrong on that goal again. So much wrong. That's a bad play by Jensen. Yeah, I mean Jensen's obviously going to take the heat for that because he should. It's bad turnover, but starts with Timmy. Starts with your best player making a better play in the neutral zone. He's got to be stronger than that. That was just careless. Here come the Flames again. That almost got through. Almost blocked this. I mean, it's just so obvious what's happening here. Like the Sens are so clearly playing down to their opponent. And there's an icing by Kachuk, a dumb icing. Top guys got to wake up. Top guys have to wake up. That was just brutal from Tim. Mainly because it's the end of a shift, man. You know, like Jensen probably could have let Zetterlund have that puck, steps up, and then that's one Ullmark should have too. Like all of it. And I'm saying Ullmark should have that. Like if it gets ripped by him there, you're not saying where's the save. But the fact that he got a piece and it trickles in, so much wrong on that goal against. So much wrong. Gotta get going here. Another icing. They've played some really good hockey in the last 15 games. So if that means they're due for a bit of a lull, look out because they can't afford one. These next 3 games are all must win. They got to beat Calgary. They got to beat Seattle and they got to beat Vancouver. Like no excuse in any of those games, in my opinion. So this one they got to get going here. Maybe just get out of this period. Here's Sharangovich. Flames are buzzing all over the place. Nice play by Nick Cousins at the line. And here comes Amadio. Tons of space. Like there's not that engaged offensively either. Like they're really bad period so far. I mean, it's a minute 25 left, so not much time to improve it. I think one line's been good, and it was Timmy's line, and that was a brutal play by Tim. So, and I don't know if he's getting sat here, but we got Eller, Zetterlund, and Batherson. That might be a coach little benching there for Stutzla. Giroux has also not seen the ice in a while. This seems like a message here from Green. Eller, Zetterlund, and Batherson to finish. Oh, Flames guy tripped on a broken stick. Batherson's got it at the side. Eller in the slot. Doesn't get through. Jensen at the point. In front, Zetterlund! What a save. What a save. Wow. There's a good chance. Zetterlund's been noticeable. He's been noticeable in this game. Oh, what a save. What a save. I'm not chalking that up to anything else. That's a great save. Nice play by Jensen, too. What are we saying on the? Yeah, they look tired. They just look like they know they're playing a bad team, and I think they got to wake up here in the intermission. Got to check themselves where they're at. 4-1 Nashville. Wait, is the period over? Did I miss that? Like, did they take a commercial break with 30 seconds left? 5-1 Predators. Jonas Forpasalo. Thank you. All right. Gotta say that game's over, right? In the second? No way Nashville gives that up. TV timeout with 30 seconds left is brutal. I think this is just a great save. Like, the Zetterlund, I don't know what else he can do there. That's an unbelievable save. The reaction time to get their toe out there like that. Like, if they can get Zetterlund going down the stretch, though, man, I really think he's an important piece. Commercial break with 30 seconds left is the most egregious thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought the period was over. I was just going on my phone there, and I was like, oh, is it over? Greg in the slot? Couldn't get a handle on it. Come on. Let's get Chuck behind the net. Is Brady getting booed? For those with the sound, is he getting booed? I'm keeping track here on this Canadian tour the Sens are on. Booed in Toronto, but that's kind of normal. And then booed pretty hard, I think, in Edmonton. And did not have his best game, so I'm wondering about tonight too. 12 seconds to go. There's a whistle. Bad period from the Ottawa Senators. Down 1-0. Have not seen Tim Stutzla since that play, by the way. believe Tim Stutzla has been benched, and we'll see if that is the whole. I'm sure it won't be the whole game, but a message sent by the coaching staff because that, and rightfully so, man. He makes a great move at the bench, and then he just tries to dipsy doodle, and it doesn't work. Okay, 1-0 Flames, first intermission. I don't want to say it could have been worse. Like I don't think this ends like we're bleeding chances against there necessarily, but not a good period. They took too long to get going, had a couple good shifts, and then that goal against was just pretty inexcusable for this team. So, yeah. Let's see. What are we thinking in the chat here? What do we think? I don't think that's a bad benching. I'll just give my thoughts on it. I think if a guy makes a mistake like that, you can't not let it. You can't let it go unnoticed. And I know that everyone's gonna say Jensen, but the type of mistake is different. Like losing a battle is different than fully having control of the puck while you're changing as the number one center on the team, the best player most nights, and then losing the puck trying to make a deke at your own blue line is as easy as it gets for a coach to be like, you're sitting down for a couple shifts. Like that's the easiest thing. So I love it. That's my take. I don't think they should do it all game, obviously. But yeah, man, like I'd encourage the Sens to go check their phones and go check the scores in the intermission here and see that Boston is getting clapped. That means that they have a good chance to gain ground tonight. Got to find a way to push back because that was a really uninspiring period. That looked like a period of a team that's top 3 in the division, not a team that's fighting for their lives in the wild card right now. So got to be better. Probably their worst period in a long time, if I'm being honest. Well, actually, I guess other than the third period the other night. But yeah, I mean, come on. Got to be better. Just check the out-of-town scores here. Okay, the Blue Jackets won in regulation. What? Did they disallow the Panthers' goal? They didn't tie it. Come on. Yeah, I guess they didn't tie it. They must have disallowed it. Tough. Okay, so Blue Jackets win. And the Sabres won. Boy, Buffalo's just figured it out this season. But Boston losing Columbus is 1 point away now. Columbus might end up being the team they got to chase. Like, that's a big win for the Blue Jackets. Huge win. They could jump up into the Metro. Let's keep that in mind. They absolutely could jump up into the Metro with the Islanders and the Penguins, but they got to worry about the Islanders and the Penguins in the wild card. Like, it's not going to stop. Not going to stop here. Sens need points. Got to win this game. If they lose this game in any fashion, overtime, whatever it may be, maybe not in overtime, but if they lose and don't get a single point tonight, I will we'll be having an event cast tonight. Yeah, that was a tough play. Obviously, yeah. David Peron, though, traded. This is not coffee. This is water. Got to stay hydrated. Yeah, I know. It's bigger than my head. I think it's the length of my forearm. Got to stay hydrated, folks. What are we thinking? I'm curious because I know I've talked about it. I've given my thoughts in general, just about them buying or selling, and I've been pretty clear. Like they got to buy if they're doing anything. But I'm curious what people here think. Like, do you think them going and getting a guy like Fogle for the picks was a good call? Getting one back for Peron, like they're kind of doing both. I think it looks like they're doing a hybrid here, and I don't hate it. But again, I think Fogle is an upgrade on David Peron, 100%, even though he doesn't have the numbers this season. Like if I were to tell you, let's do some Googling here, and then I'll pull up the NHL stats as well. Pull that up first, actually, maybe. Get those. numbers crunched, like pulling up the ice time just to see the discrepancy. I'm curious to see Tim after that giveaway, but I don't know how I can actually track that. It's nice having Claire Hanna on the road, obviously, because of the trade deadline. I think a lot of the media has traveled for this trip, which is great. Good chance for them to do that. Nice seeing her out covering the Sens, not at the Canadian Tire Center. Okay, what am I trying to look for here? I got lost. Let's go Sens stats. Trying to find David Peron's stats this season. Ottawa Senators. All right, here we go. So this season, David Peron was, where is he? Oh, there he is. So he was 8th in team scoring at 25 points in 49 games. 10 goals, 15 assists. He was a +2. He was productive. He was actually really good on the power play as well. On that second unit, he had 8 power play points, 3 power play goals. Like they're gonna miss his production, man. And they've missed it when he's been out. So it's gonna be hard to see him go. But like I said, I think Fogle is a nice. Peron's only got 3 more goals than him. I know people are focusing on the 9 points. He has 2 assists, but the Kings just could not buy a goal. And I think Jay Fresh pointed out that Fogle has like a ridiculously low shooting percentage when he's on the ice or something like that. Like his team is shooting 5% at 5-on-5 when he's out on the ice. So you'd think that'll kind of correct itself if he comes to a new team, maybe. And look, he is joining a line, again, assuming they put him with Pinto and Amadio. He's going to be joining a line that's also kind of struggling to get offense. They just showed Pinto's chance there. Like he just can't buy a goal. So I'm curious how that's going to work. Oh, what a save on Zetterlund. That was a nice play. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really like that I now have to kind of cheer for the Red Wings to do well in the playoffs. Like it's if Peron plays half their games in round 1 and they win the round, then it becomes a 3rd round pick. I don't know. It's all going to be the same at the end of the day. It's all anything after the 3rd round. 3rd round and beyond is just a crapshoot. I think Ross said it best today. Okay, let's pull up some ice time. We'll go over some minutes. I want to see Zetterlund because I feel like he played a lot more of that period than he usually does, which is good. Because I'm team Fabian Zetterlund. I like his potential still. I just don't think the Sens have found the right spot for him. And I excuse the train going by, if everyone can hear that. Usually if I'm with someone else, I can just mute myself, but it's just me, so you're stuck with that sound. Okay. So pretty evenly spread out, to be honest. I think it's nice to see just the 1 penalty, so no power plays. So you can kind of get a sense of what the shifts were like. And Pinto had 10 shifts. He always has the most, that line. They're always out there on whistles and stuff. Zetterlund played 407. Nick Cousins had like 1 extra shift than him. So probably, like, I guess kind of on pace for Zetterlund for a normal game, but it felt like, I think 6 shift is a bit higher than he's used to. I would say McDermott and Eller low. McDermott played 202, and he's a -1. So was Zetterlund. They got caught out there with Timmy. And let's see the defense. I feel like Nick Jensen was out there a lot. Yeah, that second pair, Shabbat played more than anyone. Long shifts, let's call it, but Zub played 653. Jensen played 609. Spence played 558. Clevin played 545. Shabbat played 839. And Sanderson played 640. So using Shabbat a bit more, maybe just even strength, it worked out that way. I don't know. I don't quite know how to explain that one, why Shabbat played so much. See anything notable in the face-off, in the other stats here, like 4 giveaways for the Sens. Hits are pretty even. Blocks are pretty even. 11 for 21 in the face-off dot, right around even. 8 shots apiece. Meh. Just not good. Got to be better. I'm not trying to say the Flames are a team you should dominate every night. They technically are. They're not doing well in a pretty weak Western Conference, but at least like carry the play, do what they've done against other top teams. We've seen it. I'm expecting a much better effort in the second period here. Much better. This is the biggest train in the world going on behind me. I don't know if people can hear that. Maybe it's just me, but if you can, that's what that sound is. Live really close to train tracks here in Montreal. Okay, let's see what else do we want the Sens to do. We have a sort of a sense of their direction here. I wouldn't be shocked if they sell off another guy, another forward that's a UFA in this roster. I think the ones left now are Nick Jensen, Lars Eller, Nick Cousins, and Claude Giroux. So those are the four that are UFA, and I guess technically James Reimer as well, but they are not trading James Reimer. So curious what they want to do. I would guess maybe just try and sell off a UFA if they can. We'll see. We got some big trade proposals here from Nick. Stephen Halliday has been one. Like, I'm sorry. I know I was saying earlier, like if they got to get McDermott in a game, blah, blah, blah. You're not sitting Halliday for that. Like McDermott is respectfully useless out there. He does nothing. He can't impact the game and play the way this team wants to play at 5-on-5. He essentially runs this team down to 11 forwards. There has to be something happening for Stephen Halliday. Has to be. He took warm up, which is a little weird. I don't know why. I don't know, man. I don't know. Would like to see Halliday if he's not being held out for trade-related reasons. But if he is, I'd also like to not see Stephen Halliday be gone 1-for-1 because I think he's shown you what he could be, shown you that he's got this potential to be an offensive threat, maybe in the top 6 next season or beyond. I think that's fair to assume. So I would hate to see if it's like Halliday for like a 4th or a top 4 defenseman, just straight up, because I don't know how good that defenseman's going to be. I don't know if we're overrating Halliday as Sens fans. We might be a little bit of that going on, but he's definitely a good prospect that I think would be a good trade piece for a team that could step in right away. I'm thinking of a team even like the Flames. I think Halliday would be perfect for what they're trying to do, right? Like not totally tear it down to the studs, but build up guys in their young 20s and then kind of build around them later on with some high-end picks. Like that's clearly what teams like the Flames are going for. So I'd imagine other guys fit that bill. So we'll see. But yeah, if it's anything other than that, kind of a weird move to not play Halliday tonight, I think. I don't think he's been bad. Again, I think it gives more offense to that 4th line, and it just puts the lines in a blender going forward, especially when you're trailing now. Like I actually don't think McDermott will touch the ice the rest of the game, if I'm being quite honest. You're down a goal. He already cost you as a minus. Doesn't make sense to have him in the lineup. Does not make sense. Let's see what Twitter's saying. Anything more on the DP? A regulation win would go so far. Can you imagine if the Red Wings win in like 7 and go to round 2? I'm talking about the condition on the 4th round pick. If Detroit wins in the first round, it's 7 games, and then DP plays 3 of them, so it's not 50% of the games, and then they don't get a 3rd round pick. Oh, worst case Ontario. I'll be honest, I'd like to see Jensen get traded. I'm tired of Nick Jensen this season. He has been costly all season long, Nick Jensen. And I know that like there's been so much made like of his surgery and he came back and all this, but laid out in front of you, the Jensen for Chychrun trade tree is brutal. I know that it helped Shabbat. It was a partner he needed, but Jacob Chychrun has like 20 goals. Like and I'm not suggesting he's a stud defensively or whatever it is. But it's time. Let's go. Let's move on from him. If they trade him and don't get another piece, I think this team's better if they play Matt and Paolo instead of Jensen. I don't think I'm crazy saying that. I don't think anyone would call you crazy for saying that. So he's at least, even in 2026, not even just all season, 2026, Jensen's cost them points. When they've needed points, he's cost them. So Even tonight, like he's just not good enough. He's not good enough. So they got to improve that. If they're going to be buyers like they are with Warren Fogle, they at least need to sit him. They can't keep playing him every night because he's not the same player that he was last season. And that's just that. So frustrating that they keep trotting him out there. What else do we think? Joe, I don't know if I totally agree with this. Joe Bell 420 says Staios has lost more trades than he's won. I wonder. I'm trying to think of all of them. Like all the consequential ones. There's been small ones, like the Tarasenko for a third round pick. I'm not calling a trade win or loss. I don't think that's true, Joe, but I can see what you mean. Like there haven't been as many home runs maybe as you think, but a lot of them have been calculated and a lot of them have been plug and place. He hasn't had to make big swings other than Olmark. Olmark was the biggest one. And then I think Cousins and Spence and Olmark, I know it's been frustrating with Olmark, but he's like the guy who they traded for him just gave up 5 goals for the Bruins. Thank you. We're paying him to do that. So I think the Olmark trade was still good because he's clearly a good goalie. It's just the situations haven't been as good as they'd like. But in the first season with Olmark here, they made the playoffs in the first 7-8 years. So I think it was a good trade. What else? Like the Jordan Spence trade, I think was a steal for the Sens, just getting a serviceable defenseman like that for picks. Sure. I really think the Jensen and Chikrin one's the only one you can look at and say that was a clear win for the Capitals and not for the Sens. I really do. And even then, you can still kind of justify it for last season, at least for the Sens, because Jensen and Chabot were fantastic last season. Remember, like Sanderson was struggling with Hamonic a lot. Like it was hard to get that top pair going in when Zub was hurt. Like it was really tough, but Chabot and Jensen were so reliable. And that's been a bit different this season, but I think that's fair to point out. And I don't think Zetterlund hasn't been effective enough for what we thought he would be. But I again, like I'm not going to sit here and say I wish they kept their second round pick and Zach Ostapchuk. So I don't think he outright lost that trade. There's a couple that are still up to our discretion, I'd say. But I understand. Like I understand if you feel there hasn't really been a big swing that they could have made lately. But I think Cousins for Norris is the biggest trade he's made, and I think that's been a great trade for the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, good trade for Olmark, bad contract. Maybe. Yeah, that's fair. The Ridley Gregg contract, I think, is going to look great. Pinto's got to start scoring, but I don't think that's a bad contract. Tyler Cleven's contract is pretty good. You know what? We're just due for a Fabian Zetterlund goal tonight. He looked close there in that first chance he had. I think we're gonna get one. Calling it right now. Fabian Zetterlund goal. Here we are. Start of the second period. We will monitor the lines, see what they do. I'll call out all the combos we're seeing because there is no way Travis Green giving Drake Batherson some coaching there on the bench. There's just no way that Curtis McDermott is playing a regular shift, which is always the case when he's in the lineup. Expecting a much better period here out of the Sens. Setting the bar high. Boston is getting pumped. This is a huge night. They can be 4 points out of a playoff spot with a win tonight. If you told me in late or mid-January that they'd be 4 points out of a playoff spot at the deadline, I would have laughed in your face. And they've got that chance, assuming Boston does not rage a comeback in Nashville. Here's Kachuk. Shot that one from outside the blue line. Nice play. Here's Giroux with the step. Oh, great save. Not much doing after that. Puck skipped on Batherson there. Timmy's back out. I think it was just one shift. I think it was a one shift at benching. Sends enough of a message to a guy like Stutzla. Because I don't know when the Flames scored, but there was enough time left in the period for a couple more shifts, and Timmy did not see the ice. Here's Jensen, throws it into the corner. Batherson's got it now. Shabbat at the point. Over to Amadio. Sens are getting a change in. Spence in the slot. Nothing doing. The offense looks a little stale right now. That's how I describe it. Just a little stale offensively. The possession's there. They're getting the puck, but they're just not creating anything off the cycle. Here's Pinto down the wall now. Up to Clevin. Over to Spence. One-timer. Whoa, way high. And Amadio can't keep it in. Here's Spence behind his own net. Got 17:45 in the second if you want to line up your game, and the puck just went into play. 17:41 if you'd like to line it up with when you're watching at home. It was a good little rush here from Claude Giroux. Good try. Good start, though, to the period. Couple good shifts. Like, I'm looking for a dominant period, not just they have a couple good chances. I want dominant. Got Eller, Cousins, and Zetterlund out there. So this is McDermott not getting a shift. They're basically playing 11 forwards. Eller out front. Nope. Good pinch by Zub, though. I wonder if they're trying to get a team to bite on Curtis McDermott or something. I don't know. I know the team likes him in the lineup, and the record was really good with him for a little bit, but over the course of a season, like the wear it has on your forwards, they just have to play more. Your top guys have to play way more. Like Dylan Cousins is getting an extra shift here at center, right? Like it's too taxing. Mario with a nice steal. Over Nick Cousins. Throws it on the net. It's loose. Can't get it. Jensen shovels it down. Pinto. They get it deep. Here's Stutzla now with speed in the middle. To Giroux with time. Shoots. Oh, that bounce on net. That was another nice save. Cooley's good goalie. Spence gets a pass from Timmy. Clevin's got space. Throws it out front. Nothing. Good pressure, though. Here's Timmy. Over to Clevin. Oh, Giroux is all alone in the slot. Bit of a 2-on-1 break here. No, end of a shift for the Flames. Nice move by Tim. Here come the Sens. Stutzla wings it around for Kachuk. Get a change in. Greg with a nice play. Boy, Ridley Gregg. Battling. Every shift. Cousins on the forecheck. Bit more aggressive from the Sens in the ozone this period, which is nice. Gotta force something, though. Oh, they force an icing. There we go. I think this is going to be a game where they need some bounces. It's a bounce game. I think it'll come this period. This has been a good... oh, that was close there for Amadio. Oh, he hit it out of the way. Oh, yeah, Giroux was all alone there. Nice play by Batherson. Now it's Eller, Zetterlund, and Amadio. Ozone draw. McDermott has not seen the ice here in the second. Like I said, not surprising, but again, look at the green man behind the net. Jensen, Chabot up top. He shoots. Easy save for Cooley. The Flames will get their change. I think Chabot was looking for a tip there. Eller on the face-off again. He gets kicked. And he lost it. Amadio lost it. Backlund's got it. Now the fourth line is kind of hemmed in. Nice save by Olmark. There we go. Got to get a spark offensively here. Maybe the power play can come through if they get a penalty, but I'm not loving the 5v5 offense right now. Sometimes just being in, there's the green guys again. Sometimes being in the zone isn't enough. You know, like you got to fight to make some chances happen. I think the Flames are defending decently. This is a Sens fan going and saying hi to the green guys. Flames win the draw again. Just missed. That was close. Zub gets the puck back behind the net, and there's Sanderson. They get it out. Cousins dumps it in for Pinto. Oh, good try by Batherson there. Sanderson wings it around. Look at Pinto. What a play. Shane Pinto. Keeping that in. Diving, and it doesn't work, or it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Oh, and here's Coronado with a step on Sanderson. But he ends up in the corner, like most do when you challenge Jake Sanderson, because he is so good at getting back if he gets beat slightly. Zub wins a puck battle. Kachuk, whoa, sneaky shot, but it goes high and wide. Oh, find Greg. He's open. Oh, tons of space. Just missed him. Spence with a backhand. Cousins had Greg streaking in alone. Just couldn't find him. Here's Kachuk. Out to Spence. What a save. Clevin. He misses too. Good pressure here. Got to capitalize. Oh, unable to. And here comes Calgary. 3 coming out. Nice play by Clevin. Spence has it. He sends it up. Here's Greg. End to end here. Kachuk. Can't find Clevin. Long shift. Chabot was tripped. That's got to be a penalty, no? Nothing? Really? Like, with what they called on Giroux in the first, how's that not a trip? Chabot sends it up. Here comes Timmy. He's got some speed. Oh, what a move by Stutzla. Oh my God, how'd that not go in? Oh, that was so nice. I don't know if he hit the side of the net or if Cooley stopped that. That was a highlight reel play by Timmy. Unreal, man. Here he goes again. He's got a step on Perek. Oh. This is a little sloppy, but it's end to end here. It's kind of nice. Good hockey. How did Stutzla miss that? More saying that just because of how nice the move was, not like he should have scored, because I think the work to get into that spot was unbelievable. I want to see that again. Big hit by Nick Cousins. Flames have it in the send zone right now. Coronado. Oh, just wired that high. Maybe Pinto blocked that. I want to see this again. No, they're showing the hit. Going to break. Nice hit by Nick Cousins. What a move by Tim. If Cooley got a piece of that, that's a crazy save. Reimer for Cooley, 1-for-1. Who says no? Cooley's playing really well. I would like to not get goal lead tonight. Can't have that. Let's check that Nashville score again. Why not? 5-1 in the third. Yeah, that one's probably got a bow on it. Need the send to come through. Gotta take advantage, man. Come on. Bruins have been unreal this year, just winning left, right, and center. Finally got a chance here. Gained some significant ground. I just want to see. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a greasy one, Owen. I really do. I think it'll be a greasy goal. Let's see this play. They got to show this replay. If they're showing Cooley, that means he stopped it. This is a crazy save if he saves this. Oh, they're not showing Tim. Still. It's a nice save on Spence. Here we go. Look at this. Whoop! Toe drag, kicks it to his skate. Oh, he hit the side of the net. What an effort from Tim. That would have been so beautiful. Might take a play like that tonight, though. From their best player. We'll see. We'll see. Still no Curtis McDermott out there. I'm going to keep calling it out just to call out how weird it is that he's playing. Like, if Holiday's not getting protected for a trade or something, I mean, he might not get moved if it doesn't happen, but that has to be why, because this is not useful for their lineup. Zetterlund just wired one high. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to play McDermott. There's no tough guy on the Flames that's going to fight. Eller scores! Lars Eller, what a shot! Okay! All right, Lars Eller. Great time to get on the board. Awesome time. Fourth line goal. I don't know who passed that up to him, but that was a great, great pass. There's a turnover. Ridley Gregg, man. What a feed. And he ripped it. Lars Eller. All right. Look at this from Gregg. Yoink. Nice. Nicely done. And look, folks, I'm not just trying to be the Zetterlund truther, because I just think he's got some skill that they haven't been using. He was in, and like, his speed on the forecheck causes trouble. And he was on the ice there. I don't think he gets a point, but first goal in 35 games for Lars Eller. He loves playing the Calgary Flames. That was his last goal. Remember, he missed a lot of time with the injury, but he has not scored since October. Finally, he gets on the board again. And it was against Calgary and Ottawa. Tie game. We got a 1-1 game. Big goal from the fourth line center. Maybe they did need to get him away from get McDermott out there so he just wasn't playing, and get Gregg out there with them. Maybe that was the answer all along. Nick Cousins turnover in the neutral zone. Huge goal by Lars Eller. Oh, and here goes Amadio. He's got some room. Takes it into the corner. What a pass by Ridley Gregg, too. Another 5v5 point. Timmy's got it on the half wall. Oh, he just missed high. Liking Clevin Spence with this Tim Stutzla, Giroux, and Batherson line. Been really good. Oh, Batherson almost gave that away at the blue line. Here's Batherson. Tried to feed Stutzla. He's got it low. Oh, bouncing puck. Oh, that's a cross-check high on Timmy. And Whitecloud's giving it to him. Didn't like the call, I guess. Let's see this. I mean, it's a forearm shove right in the face. He buried him. Looks like the Sens will go to the power play here. Much better period overall. Lars Eller, man. Lars Eller. There were leaves on the trees when he scored last. That's a great line. I might steal that in the postcast. Don't tell Ross. Great line. I think that's at October 30th for Lars Eller, if I'm not mistaken. That tracks. Yeah, it was a shootout win. Preds are up 5-2. All right, hold the fort, Nashville. Come on. Don't get cute here. Let's not get cute. Someone reposted that goal. The goal from Peron in Game 6. What could have been. When he cheered before anyone else knew the puck was in. What a moment. And it literally just was a moment. That's all it was. Whitecloud, tough night. Got flattened by Nick Cousins. Let's see. What are they calling here? Yeah. When you lead with the hands like that, that's a cross check every day. Big power play here for the Sens. Take the lead. They've been better this period, obviously, but still tight game. Gotta capitalize. Tkachuk wins the draw. All right. Sanderson up top. Not really anywhere to go with it. Cousins had it in the corner and he lost it. Now it's a battle. Gets it back up to Batherson. Here's Batherson. Kind of a weak pass to Tkachuk in the middle. And they get it out. Sanderson kind of kept it in, though. And here comes Stutzla. Over to Dylan Cousins. And he passed it to no one. Sloppy power play. Batherson has it now in the corner. Threw it out front to no one. Oh, and they don't get it out. That's a lucky break. And Timmy whiffed on it. Now here comes the Flames. Out to center. Timmy turned it over again. Farabee, blocked by Sanderson. Sloppy power play from the big boys here. This is bad. It's really rare. Like, sometimes you just don't get anything going. Oh, here's Stutzla and blocked in the slot. Good chance there. I was going to say, it's kind of rare sometimes to have like an actual bad power play. Because sometimes you just don't get anything going. Like, the PK is good. You miss your shots. Goalie makes some saves, whatever. This has just been sloppy. Like, they've lost battles, turnovers. Here's Pinto coming to the net, and he whiffed on it. And it gets down. Brutal power play. Come on. Ullmark can't stop it behind the net. And Coleman's all over it. The Flames have it. Yeah, brutal power play. Wow. You want to talk about the opposite of gaining momentum? That's what that was. that was bad. Let's go back to 5-on-5 then. Lars Eller back out there. Is this the Lars Eller game? Pinto, Zetterlund. Stopped by Cooley. Another good look for Zetterlund. Noticeable tonight. He's been noticeable. Looks like Buffalo. Friedman just tweeted Buffalo's getting Sam Carrick. Sam Carrick to the Sabres. They obviously wanted Colton Parayko. Sens have a lot of deadline cap space. A lot of cap space. Keep an eye on that. Just saw something. I don't understand totally how deadline cap works. And I know they weren't quite at the salary cap to start this season. It's a frustrating power play, man. Get a depth goal from Lars Eller to tie this game, and top guys just can't really come through and connect. There's Sanderson, free zone exit. I think they're just messing around with the puck in the neutral zone too much. Just not clicking. Kadri comes in. Clevin gets it up to Kachuk, and he sends it over to Spence. Dylan Cousins in now. Nice play. Spence shoots it. That was blocked. Clevin's on it. He shoots it. Also blocked. And Cooley will block that. They're shooting everything here. Point streak on the line tonight for Tim Stutzla as well. He's at 10 games. Got a commercial break here. What are we thinking, chat? It's 10:30 Eastern, halfway through this game. I don't think the Sabres need too many defensemen. They're getting Stanley too? No, I don't think they did, Nick. I might just be missing something there. I do feel for the Sabres, man. Being that close to a big swing on Parayko. Not that I think that would have been a good trade for them, but just the message that would have sent to the team, the fan base, like they would have been all in. Like that would have been really fun for them. And for Parayko to waive that is really tough. And then the report that he might be willing to waive to go to other places is just a kick in the you-know-what for the Buffalo Sabres. But yeah, they got to get an ugly one here. I've liked Clevin and Spence a lot. They've been in the O-zone basically every shift, I feel like. Oh, this is Kachuk with that high stick. That was one of the worst he'd ever taken. Yeah, look at him. He scored the OT winner from Ullmark and Stutzla. That was a classic goal for Brady. It was right around Christmas last year. That's when they were in Calgary. All right, here we go. O-zone face-off. Clevin and Spence out there again. Be curious to see the ice time. I think Clevin and Spence have been playing a lot more this period. Giroux on the dot. He wins it. Timmy's got it on the half wall. He's playing with it again. Okay, he got lucky. He's messing around with it too much for my liking tonight. Not being a little too careless. Shots are 19-11 here with 5 minutes left in the second for this end. They've had a much better second period, but still just a 1-1 game. Got to keep pouring it on. We'll check the Boston score at the next whistle, maybe. Oh, and Timmy's mixing it up with someone behind the play. Jensen whiffed on a pass. Here's Coronado with room. Stopped by Ullmark. Jensen loses a battle. Greg comes to help him out. Just tired of watching number 3 out there, man. He's struggling every shift. He looked a little refreshed after the break, but it's loose at the side of the net. Some pressure from Calgary now. Lomberg tried to sneak that over Ullmark's shoulder. The ref got in Zub's way there. Perek stopped by Ullmark. And Amadio gets it out. No icing. All right. That was probably the worst shift of the period so far, but no harm, no foul. Or are they calling Amadio for the... Oh, come on. Hold on to your stick, man. Dumb penalty call. That's soft. It's one thing when the stick breaks and you call a slash, but when a guy just drops it, come on. That's so weak. That's unbelievable. Hold on to your stick. I hate that penalty call every time. Got one hand on his stick. Slashing's got to be reserved for like on the hands or if you full on two-hand a guy. Like that's just a stick check and he dropped his stick. Brutal call again. All right. Got to kill it off. He'll look good last time out. So hopefully they can do that again. 3:29 left in the period. Sends to the penalty kill. Squirts loose, and Timmy's got it. Him and Shabbat are away. Here we go, 2-on-1. Shabbat over to Stutzla. Cooley just stayed with him. What a save. What a crazy save. That was a nice move by Timmy, too. Wow. The German is hovering in this period, but what a save by Cooley. It's a nice feed from Shabbat. Oh. Didn't bite on the fake. Like his look at Timmy. He tried to sneak it around him. Oh, that was close. Oh, they might want to look at it. Nope, never mind. That was close though, man. Pinto on it in the ozone. And Timmy gets it again. Good way to kill a penalty is just have the puck the whole time. Great work by Stutzla and Pinto. Timmy gets taken down by Kadri there a little bit. But they killed off time. Good stick by Greg. The Sens get it down. Good first minute of the penalty kill. Chances have gone to Ottawa. And Eller gets it. Back to Clevin. Great work. 50 seconds left here. Flames haven't quite been in the offensive zone yet. That's as good as a penalty kill gets, but you got to finish it off. They don't get in again. Shabbat turns them away. They finally get over the blue line. 35 seconds to go. Clevin all over it. Good stick by Chabot. And Clevin gets it out to center. I don't know if they're down just in the middle of a change here on the D, but Chabot and Clevin out there on the PK together is interesting. I wonder if they're stopping using Jensen on the PK. And Clevin gets it deep. That's a pretty great penalty kill from the Ottawa Senators. Good to see. Just to build some confidence back up. Again, they're not playing a high-flying power play, but just get some reps. Feel good about it. Penalty kill comes to an end. Ullmark makes a save. And we're back to even strength. Flames still have it, though, in the O-zone. More pressure than they had with the man advantage, but it's okay. Mario gets it deep. Here come the Flames. Under a minute to go now. Backlund shoots. Nice stop by Ullmark. And he held on too. 52 seconds left. 52 seconds left. 1-1 game. Lars Eller tied it. Let's look at his chance again. Timmy just couldn't tuck it around. He was really tight to the net too. Timmy scores in these games, though. 2 awesome chances for him on that side of the net. Wonder if he just rips it on Cooley next time. Just try. Oh, that was close to a deflection there for the Flames. 45 seconds to go. Ball up top. That bounced wide. Dylan Cousins gets it out to center. Chabot's got it now. They were trying to send Cousins and Kachuk there, I think. And that goes out of play. 20 seconds to go. This was a fast period, I agree. Still 5-2 for the Predators over the Bruins later in the period. 5 seconds left, and that will do it for the second period. 1-1 game. Still up for grabs here, but it's a much better period from the Sens. That PK was great, too, on another soft call against, in my opinion. All right, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for some intermission breakdown. Live watch party brought to you by the Locked On Senators podcast. I will be right back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, we are back. Thanks for sticking with us. As always, brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub here on the live watch party. The boys and I are going to be there in just a few days, 8 days, 9 days, whatever it is. Next Saturday against the Anaheim Ducks, matinee. We're going to be at the GCP right at 10 a.m., ready to take the shuttle, 11:30. Love the matinee games at the CTC, and there's no better way to get there than at the GCP before, and the best part is it brings you right back downtown after the game. The best way to leave the Canadian Tire Center parking lot. Win or loss, doesn't matter. So check out the GCP, 779 Bank Street, right in the heart of downtown Ottawa in the Glebe. All right, folks, I forgot to, kind of give a question here as I went for a quick break. Just kind of curious what people are thinking. I know this isn't a dominant game. It's not like the Leafs won for the Sens. Offensively, it's not like the one against the Oilers either or the Leafs. But that was a better period. And honestly, like I think that was a much needed response. So let's go through some stats. Again, I want to see some of the ice time because I think that was an interesting one to follow. Again, Curtis McDermott did not see the ice. He's still at 202. We'll see if that changes. I doubt it will. But Zetterlund at 647, pretty low again. You got guys like Stutzla at 1328. Obviously, the power play gave them about a minute there. Kachuk at 1133. Pinto at 1058. So Stutzla being above Pinto by that much is pretty significant. He's at longer shifts, but Pinto has 18 shifts and Stutzla has 14, according to NHL.com. That top defensive unit gets a lot of calls over the boards. They go out there a lot. I don't think there's anything notable on the forwards in terms of ice time. I think Zetterlund didn't play as much there in that second period, but I thought he was noticeable. Let's go. Artem Zub has 14 minutes on the back end here. I'm very interested. Okay. All right. Notable. Nick Jensen, a team low for defense, team low 1046. Tyler Clevin played a little bit more than him. Jordan Spence played a little bit more than him. Shabbat and Sanderson both at over 15 minutes already. That's notable. I don't think they're playing Jensen as much, and rightfully so. Like I'm sure there's been games this year where he hasn't been deployed quite like a top four defenseman, but man, I was saying it there after that goal against. Like it's just enough is enough here. Like, come on. Okay. Some team stats. Shots are 19-15 after 2 for the Sens. The face-offs, they're at 54.3%. No team scored on the power play, so the Sens are perfect on the PK here through 2. Hits are even at 13. Blocks are pretty close. The Flames have almost doubled the Sens or more than doubled the Sens in giveaways. A couple more takeaways for the Sens. On paper, pretty tight game. But I think the grade A's went in the Sens' favor there for sure. I think Stutzla alone had 2 grade A chances, so we'll look to him to bury one here. 30 games. Lars Eller, man. I was talking about that fourth line. I was talking about those guys needing to step up with that Fogle trade. Like everyone's kind of fighting for ice time here now. And I think Lars Eller, that's a big goal for him to get. And it was a nice one too. It wasn't like a bounce or something like that. And I don't know, man. Darren Dreger says Nazem Kadri will be deeply disappointed if he is still with the Flames as past the deadline. Need more goals. I'm going to play Lars Eller's goal here. Good call. I like that. I need to pull up Puckpedia. I need to see this deadline cap space that the Sens have because I know that Peron was a bigger salary than Fogle, so at least they saved $500K. But this is what I don't understand. Like it accrues over the season, I guess. So like you get more cap space at the deadline because look at this. Like they've got. But then what's projected cap space? Okay, this is what Puckpedia says. Amount of cap space projected to be available at the end of the year. Okay. So projected cap space, they have 2.8 million. Current cap space is 12.7. annual amount of cap hit that can be added to the roster without exceeding the salary cap. For teams using LTIR, current cap space is the amount of annual cap hit, blah, blah, blah. And the deadline cap space is over 13 million. Assuming the team does not make any roster moves between now and the deadline, this is the annual cap hit that the team can fit on trade deadline day. The Sens can add 13 million? Hang on now. Where did this come from? I noticed it earlier in the year, a couple months ago, they had like 5 million in projected deadline space or something like that. 13 million? That's not like a Warren Fogle ad, folks. We're talking top 6 winger. Top line winger. See people saying Elias Pettersson in the chat. I mean, lifeless Pettersson, which we'll see if he's not traded on Monday in Vancouver. But you want to talk about a guy who can put the puck in the net at the top of his game? Exactly what the Sens need? How about Alexis Lafreniere at 7 million? That makes me too excited. I don't like how excited that makes me. And that's deadline space. So that's not something that will be in the summer. I don't know, man. I'm not smart enough to understand all that, but they definitely didn't go into this season with people saying Robert Thomas. Man, he's going to cost a fortune though, but God, he'd be good. I'd want like a left winger, a left shot. And I know that might be just getting picky. Who's a big salary available? Is Robert Thomas the biggest guy? Like, yeah, listen, Pettersson might be a guy where it's like, just buy low and don't get them to retain money. Like you pay like a third. I don't know what it would cost to get rid of him. Yeah, Jim, I appreciate the love here, Jim. Ironic that you're helping us out here, but talking about ownership being cheap, I don't see that, man. I don't think I don't believe the Sens are in that boat anymore. Not saying that they're going to be the most lucrative team out there, but they are good for cap space. We'll put it that way. I don't expect them to use all of this. It's just nice to have that wiggle room, right? You don't have to move money out then to get a guy like Thomas, which is something I don't quite understand because their cap hit right now is 92 million and the limit is 95. I don't quite get how deadline cap space works, but anyway, smarter people than me are in charge of that. Yeah, DP out there. All right, I'm taking a look at their page now with Fogle in the mix for next season because that's a new contract. They did not have that for next year. He makes slightly more than Ridley Gregg. He also has a 5-team no-trade list. So the Sens were not on his 5-team no-trade list. That's good to know. Nice little pat on the back here for the Ottawa Senators. I like looking at all these no-move clauses. Dylan Cousins in 2 seasons has a 5-team no-trade clause. Pinto has a 10-team at the end of his contract. Greg has no trade protection. He's an RFA at the end of it, though. Notable. Claude Giroux, obviously. Got all these playoff bonuses. Oof. Hope we can see some of those. That'd be great. And Lars Eller has a 14-team trade list. That's interesting as well. Man, McDermott signed to next season, too. Ugh. Sorry, folks. Just kind of gotten a Puckpedia rabbit hole there. Does Eller stay after that goal? I mean, maybe. I know that Halliday has technically been better than him. And I do agree. I think Halliday's a better player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say he's not. I just think in the role, like I trust Eller defensively. Like I don't think he's bad defensively. It's just when I talk about wanting to upgrade the fourth line center, it's like some kind of offense because they're missing that. obviously he scores tonight, but if he can get some kind of hot, some kind of traction, that'd be huge for the Sens. So we shall see. But yeah, a lot of deadline cap space for the Ottawa Senators. Interesting. Steady Steve might have something up his sleeve. Bruins officially lost. Okay. The Boston Bruins have lost. Sound the alarm. 6-3 final. Made it 5-3, and then the Predators got an empty netter. Okay. 2 immense points on the line here. If the Sens are 4 points out of a spot here with that deadline cap space we just talked about, who knows what happens tomorrow? Who knows? But come on, you got to go get these points. Be 4 points out. Come on. Huge third period. Massive third period on deck here for your Ottawa Senators. I think just more of the same in that second period. That was pretty good. I mean, dominated possession. They had 2 great chances on Timmy's stick, and he didn't bury. Power play was a bit weak. Got to think they might get another one there. That call on Amadio was not a strong call. If you're just joining us today, for some reason you haven't heard, the Senators traded for Warren Fogle of the Los Angeles Kings, a left winger, makes $3.5 million this season and next, so they have him next year as well. He's 29 years old, down year offensively, but this guy has been a perennial 20-goal guy, penalty killer. He's fast. He's a big body. I think we're really going to like Warren Fogle in this top 9, if in this bottom 6, whatever it may be. And then right before puck drop, the Sens traded David Peron back to the Detroit Red Wings for a conditional 4th-round pick that becomes a 3rd-round pick this year if the Red Wings win the first round and Peron plays in half their games. Very specific condition on that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, technically cheering for the Detroit Red Wings now. Technically still a team the Sens are chasing. Weird move. Maybe like that to me just screams like the player wanted that. That to me is doing right by the player, if anything, because there's no way they're helping out a division rival like that they are chasing in this hunt technically. I know they're 10 back, I think, of Detroit. Like crazier things have happened, but still odd that they would make that move just because. Like I'm sure they could have found other suitors for David Perron if they wanted to. I'm just checking the standings here again. Yeah, 10 back of Detroit with 2 games in hand. Like they're not totally out of it when it comes to the race with the Red Wings. But yeah, look at Columbus. All of a sudden, 1 point back of the Bruins. I guess I'm worried about Columbus here too, folks. They're part of the out-of-town scoreboard just as much as Boston at this point. They don't have the regulation wins for tiebreakers, so they gotta get to 74, let's say, to pass them. And also, don't look now. Montreal Canadiens are starting to slip a little. 5-3-2 in their last 10, which is okay, but not going to maintain pace. Detroit's 4-4-2. Like Montreal's got to start collecting some points to get back in a solid spot. It's going to be tight. It's going to be fun, man. Down the stretch. If the Sens win tonight, they are 100% in the race. Not that you could have discredited it now, but the trade was to give Zetterlund some ice time. It could have been, man. Could have been. He needs it. Appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the love. Appreciate it, man. Goes a long way. Just helps us out a little bit. Nice little thumbs up. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to Locked On Senators. Very close to 12,000 subscribers. I actually checked and it was like 11.9. So a couple hundred more. I don't know how close it is to 12, but if you just hit subscribe if you aren't already, we do live streams like this for most Sens games. Certainly we'll be doing these down the stretch as the Sens push to make the playoffs. We also do our postcast live on YouTube after every single game. Ross and I will be right here post-game talking about the result of this one and probably breaking down the trades, predicting trade deadline day for the Sens, depending what happens here. And yeah, lots of content here on YouTube for the Locked On Senators. So like and subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, goes a long way. Really appreciate it. We are on the road to 12,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it, folks. If you could do that, man, the Flames getting that new rink. That construction looks pretty good. The fall of 2027. One can dream. One can dream. LeBreton Flats one day. It'll happen. Hopefully. Guess they're showing Bettman's clip of him talking about LeBreton. Sad. Sad. The Ottawa Senators have a chance to wake up tomorrow 4 points out of a playoff spot, folks. 4 points out of a spot and be 6 back of Montreal. 21 games to go after this. Loads of time. Huge opportunity in front of them. They are better than the Calgary Flames. They were better in that period. Let's see it. Let's see it. I'll let you guys know when the puck is down and we can line up our games if you'd like. Timmy had 2 grade A looks in that period. 10-game point streak on the line for Stutzla. Huge opportunity. Come on. I want their best period of the season right here, right now. 1-1 hockey game. Go win this game. Got to be hungry. They need to play like they're down. They're 8-2-4 when tied after 2. The Flames are 7-5-4. Sanderson sends it up. Kachuk's got it. Tried to send it over to Cousins. And they'll get a change in. Oh, no. Whistle went. Is that offside or something maybe? I don't know. Oh, here's Timmy's chances. He's been flying tonight. He had that turnover, but Timmy's been flying tonight. Oh, that move. What a save by Cooley, man. Can't get over that. Curious to see the push here, like what the period's like, because that period, third in Edmonton, was really weak. Jensen gets out muscled there. Giroux just drew a penalty. Nice. I think it was holding the stick or something. So the Sens will go to the power play here. Still have the puck. A little extended 6-on-5 look here, maybe. Just kind of regrouping here, not really liking what they're seeing. And they're playing with it a little too much. Brady's coming up with it. Gets a good shot off. He looked a little frustrated there coming out of the zone. They couldn't really get anything going. All right, Sens go to the power play. They need a better power play. They need a much better power play this time around. So Giroux, as Coleman held his stick there, yeah, easy call. Right in front of the ref. I mean, Giroux puts his hand up to complain. Like I said, they were due for one after that Amadio one. Yeah, Brady got a good shot off there. All right, come on. Don't knock down your whole setup, Jack. Let's go. Huge power play here. Early third. Just get it going. Coleman doesn't like it. Maybe Giroux sold that. Face-off win by Kachuk. Goes right between Timmy and Sanderson and down the ice. Just love those when the Face-off win is so clean, you clear it for the other team. All right, Stutzla over to Tkachuk. They get in the zone. Cousins in the slot. Oh, Cooley looked like he got a piece of it, but he didn't get all of it with his glove. Still battling for it. Dylan Cousins throws it to the corner. Timmy's on it. He gets control. Sends it wide to Batherson. Can't handle it, though. Batherson loses it, and Sanderson keeps it in. Over to Stutzla. Lots of space. Back over to Batherson. Oh, he missed. Good passing, but he missed the net. Got to hit the net there. And back down it goes. All right, 1 minute. Good puck possession, but I don't know if they got a shot on goal there. Half the top unit's still out there. Timmy's still out. Goes after it. Spence, no help, and he gets smothered. Back out to center. Here comes Shabbat. Got Pinto. Down to Giroux. Lots of room. And he doesn't shoot. Claude Giroux just hates shooting the puck. Like, why not let one fly there, man? Frustrating. There's a bit of a break for Ridley Gregg. Spence has got it now. Shabbat. To Giroux. Down to Gregg. He was in tight. The Flames get it down. Lackluster power plays. Not great. All right, back to even strength. Better than the first one for sure, but just still not great. Here comes Coleman, 2-on-1. Coleman, right off of Olmark's head. Great look. Sloppy change from the Sens. Okay. Got to settle it down here, man. They're tough game. Power plays never looked comfortable. Mattio's got it behind the net. Up to Eller, and he misses Sanderson, and he's got to get going. Takes a pretty hard hit. Zub has it bounce on him. And in the D zone now. All right, turnover. Here comes Batherson. He's got Timmy coming with him. Zetterlund's going too. Nice move by Batherson, and he lost it in the corner. Zetterlund's got Timmy all alone. He shoots it. Didn't see him quick enough. It was a good look for Cousins. They hit him in the mask there. Yeah, like that power play looked better than the first one, but again, not and then Olmark got hit in the mask. But not like killer instinct enough, like just kind of a little passive and just taking shots, but they didn't really have that look to them like they weren't going to be denied. So frustrating, but got to get it going at 5-on-5. Come on. There's Clevin. It's Clevin and Jensen out there right now. Are they mixing up the pairings? Clevin Jensen? That was a face-off. That's not a change. And it almost bit them right away because the Flames just got a great chance, but here comes the Sens. Dylan Cousins up high to Clevin. Yeah, this is a different look on the pairings. All right. That's new. Interesting. Clevin Jensen. Are they going Shabbat Spence? They waited until the game right before the trade deadline to switch up the D pairs a little bit? Or is someone out? Did someone get hurt? That's a whole other thing. If someone's out, that makes more sense. Am I missing something on the broadcast or the sound? Giroux on the face-off. Giroux, Zetterlund, and Eller now on that fourth line. No, it's Shabbat Jensen again. So maybe it was just wanted Shabbat to have a little rest or something. Right back to Shabbat Jensen. I'd like to not see Clevin and Jensen again. I'll put it that way. That was why I was so surprised, because they immediately gave up a pretty good chance. Don't think those are the two you want out there together, but oh well. Here's Giroux behind the net. Draws another penalty. Claude Giroux. 2 drawn penalties for number 28. Moving his feet in the offensive zone. All right, power play's got to come through here, man. Come on. Flames are not happy, but let's see. I mean, the stick between the legs, he might have gone down a bit easy there. It's funny. Power play has to come through. Got to capitalize. Another big moment. Tkachuk on the face-off. We'll do it again. He gets kicked out. Timmy comes in. They just gotta like have good puck possession here and get some good shots. I think they're passing it around too much and waiting too much and trying to set up a play, but just take what's there. Don't force anything. Flames win the draw and get it down. They're 0 for 2 with 1 shot on the power play tonight. Out comes Sanderson. He'll just take it in with Cousins. And Cousins loses it, and they get it down the ice. Bad entry. The entry isn't just crossing the blue line. You got to be able to get set up and get possession when you get pressured. There's Cousins. He'll just wing it around now. He's wide open. Dylan Cousins scores! Let's go! Wide open in the slot. This guy doesn't miss. Dylan Cousins is red hot, folks. What a big goal. 2-1 Sens. He wings it around and he gets lost. He just gets lost. And Tkachuk finds him. Wide open in the slot, man. Look at that. Dylan Cousins. Big goal Cousins. Wires it. Huge goal. Huge goal from the power play. Goals in 3 straight for DC 24. He has 27 career power play goals and 15 of them are in Ottawa. This is his 82nd game with the Sens. Dylan Cousins has been perfect here in Ottawa. What a huge goal for him too. Sens lead 2-1. Here's a chance again. Ahmad Pinto. Cooley's got it. Cooley with that pad is crazy. Dylan Cousins, man. What an addition. Like it's crazy because Josh Norris was such a good, and we're going to compare those two forever. Like forever. They're in the same division, centermen, same age, teams on the same trajectory. They're going to get compared their whole careers. Because Norris didn't play a lot, they missed his shooting on the power play so much, that trigger man mentality, like that, right? When he was left alone in front, no doubt in your mind that puck was going in. Dylan Cousins not only has played every game he's been as Senator so far, not only has he kind of filled a hole at 5-on-5, he's filled a hole in the power play, man. A lot of people harped on him for just being a power play producer, Dylan Cousins, but you got to score on the power play, especially when the guy you got traded for was a sniper who was leading the Sens in power play goals when he played. 1 year, Josh Norris, I think, was 3rd in the NHL in power play goals. He was red hot. So for Dylan Cousins to come in and be that clutch in those spots on the power play for the Ottawa Senators is so massive. So massive. Huge goal. 2-1 Sens lead. Here we go. Can't sit on it. They had a good chance right after it too. Oh boy, here we go, folks. Got me thinking about that deadline cap space now, I'll tell you that. Dylan Cousins. This center depth. I know people keep talking like, you know, if you want Wallstead from the Wild as a goalie at the deadline, trade Pinto or Cousins. I'm not touching these centermen until they are UFAs. These guys are locked in here until 2030, all of them. They're going to build this team around this center depth. It's unreal. What a shot by Cousins. 12 power play goals this season. He's fired up for that one. Great pass by Tkachuk as well, whose playmaking this season has been very, very good. The workhorse from Whitehorse. What a big goal. Man, that fires me up. They needed it. I kept saying it. Like, power play had to come through there. All right, 13 to go here. Sends up 2-1. Batherson with a chance in the slot. Cooley stops that one too. And Spence is going back for this one. Takes a hit. Cleven's battling. And the Sens get it out. Here comes Spence with a lot of space. He'll just dump it, and after it goes Timmy. First on the puck. And to work goes Cousins and Amadio. Amadio tried to send it up front, and they got to get back now. Zub sends it up. Amadio to Nick Cousins. He's got a lot of space here. Nick Cousins can't get a shot through. Expecting this line to be out here a lot now in this third period. Amadio, Cousins, Pinto. Nice play by Pinto on Perek. And he takes a high stick. Sends going right back to the power play. Great work by Pinto. Bad penalty by Zane Perek. He got beat and then high stick Pinto. Sends go right back. I mean, it's 3 consecutive power plays here. This can really just put the nail in the coffin. Put this game away. It's another one right in front of the ref. Oh, yeah. He's missed his stick. All right. Another opportunity here for the Sens power play. A little insurance, maybe. Here's Stutzla up to Tkachuk. In the slot, Sanderson. Oh, he just wired that high. Puck was rolling on him a little bit. They're getting these looks in the slot here on the entry. Oh, and that came out. Like, once they get in, they battle on the boards, and the guy in the slot is wide open every time. Batherson gets it down to Brady. Moves it to Cousins. Timmy's got it now. Nice play. Sanderson. Good shot, but that stopped. The shooting mentality is good here. Tkachuk behind the net, up to Timmy. Sanderson to Batherson. Wired that wide. Good pressure, though. Stutzla up top, down to Tkachuk. Tried to feed it in front. Oh, Batherson on the back door right there. Still get it, though. Timmy up top. Brady whiffed on it. And doesn't keep it in. He did not get all of that. Good pressure, though. Just couldn't finish. Could not finish. Giroux's got it now. Second unit is out. Mostly. Timmy's still out there. I don't know if they want him to stay or if that's a Timmy decision, and no one's on the point. Here's Shabbat bringing it up, kind of. And here's Greg now. Over to Spence, the 2 defensemen on this second unit. Shabbat shoots. It's blocked or saved, I'm not sure. Greg shovels it up to Spence. Throws it to Pinto. Giroux's wide open. Tried to pass it again. I'm telling you guys. Oh, it's loose in front, though. Still loose. What a scramble. How did Cooley come up with that one? I'm telling you, like, Claude Giroux is allergic to shooting the puck. It's infuriating. Time and time again, looks for the pass. What a save on Pinto. Greg just sits on top of Cooley. Classic Ridley Greg. He's got some Sam Bennett in him, man. Really, Greg is just playing on the line every single time. I think the power plays have gotten better and better as they've gone on here. This is their 4th one, I think, there. We had 3 in the third period alone. But didn't capitalize, but a lot of good chances there. Still just a 1-goal game. And yeah, again, this is a spot where you'd like Stephen Halliday maybe on that second power play. I don't know. The pressure is good though. They're drawing penalties. It's. I just don't like how tight this game is. I don't like that at all. We've seen too many of these go the other way this season when it should not have. So hopefully they are able to keep the pedal to the metal. Massive opportunity, man. Just scrolling Twitter, taking a look. A lot of people talking about the result in Boston. Dylan Cousins. Sens ranks in the last 32 games. He's 3rd in goals, 3rd in points, 2nd in shots, and 1st in power play goals. Top line player. Top player. They got a top player in that trade. The potential's always been there with Cousins, but man, he's been so clutch. Like, and the goals he's scoring are just beating goalies clean, man. Like, they don't have a lot of guys who can do that. And he's one of them. Love that Selly too. That was fired up. Gotta be great for Cousins coming out to Western Canada, to Calgary, Edmonton for him from Whitehorse. It's as close as it gets, probably to home. Not probably, it is. I know the map. I know Canada. All right, 9:41, 2-1 Sens lead. Shots are 32-16 after all those power plays for the Sens. Let's see if they can shut this one down. The shots are 13-1 in this period alone. Good forecheck by Timmy. He's all alone. There's White Cloud behind to get it. I mean, they can't make a breakout pass, Calgary, right now. Like, this is exactly what the Sens want to do. Just keep rimming it in, forechecking. Oh, puck went into play. Jensen's struggling to even dump it in properly, man. Cooley's been very good. The Flames shopping him. Olmark will probably get tested at some point in the next 9 minutes. I thought he's looked good this period. Or not this period, sorry, this game. He's made some nice saves, Olmark. Flames get it in the neutral zone. And Jensen goes back to get it. Kachuk just sends it out. The Lightning lost again. That's 4 in a row for them, I think. Here comes Kadri. And Cleven's got it behind the net. Zetterlund gets that out to center, and now here he comes with the puck. Getting it down low. Spence keeps it in with his hand. Nice play. Yeah, the defensive coverage has been a lot better in this second half of the game, let's say. Really just the second 2 periods. First period is bad. Middle of a change here for the Sens. And they force a turnover again. Like, no breakout passes are happening for Calgary. And look at Timmy, first on the forecheck again. That puck goes out of play. Good forecheck again from the Sens. That was just 2 straight minutes of them just causing fits for the Flames. They didn't cross the blue line with the puck. All right, I'm nervous, man. These tight games are killing me. Here comes Amadio. Working on Perek, throws it out front and steals the puck back. Mark Stone light. Here's Nick Cousins with some space. Mandate is clear here. They're just, spins through it to the net. Tried to get a bounce there. Just so congesting. Like, they can't get anything going. The Flames. Look at Pinto's stick just forcing, like, he forced them all the way back in his own end there. I think that was Ball, the defenseman. Olmark will freeze it. 6:26 left. Is that the Flames management team? Is that Dave Nonis? There's the Sens. Steve Stajos is not there. That is Dave Poulin. Steve Stajos is maybe in a war room somewhere. Maybe sleeping. Maybe he's getting some shut-eye. Shabbat up to Kachuk. He just floats it down. It'll probably be a lot of this from the Sens, I would imagine. Just kind of regrouping, clogging up the neutral zone. Here's Perek. Go to Coleman. Now the Flames get some ozone time. Nothing doing. Jensen with good work on Perek. Here comes Dylan Cousins with some room. Over to Shabbat. And Batherson's offside. And that'll be a commercial. All right. Nerve-wracking time, folks. Let's see the chat here. The sub 4 minute mark always makes me nervous with this team. I'm right there with you. I have looked at the clock several times here. Already looked several times. Devin Cooley has been very good. $12 power play goals for Dylan Cousins, man. Let's check where that is league-wide. Maybe not at the top with some. I think Draisaitl was like 30 for some reason. Like, not for some reason, but just because he's so good. But let's see. Power play goals. Oh, he's probably up there, Dylan Cousins. 12 puts him in a tie with Jason Robertson, Mika Zibanejad. He's got more than DeBrincat, DeBrusk, Morgan Geekie. More than Reinhart, Larkin, McDavid. More than Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Stamkos, Hyman. A couple of injuries there, maybe. But yeah, man, I mean, what a season for Dylan Cousins on the power play. People always, if they call it power play merchant, whatever it is, but if you're that good of a power play merchant, that matters, man. That absolutely matters. Just rip that puck. All right. 6:26 or 6:20 something left, I think. I could be wrong. I'm nervous too. I'm getting the time wrong. Neutral zone faceoff. 5:49 left. 5:49 left. 1-goal lead. Sens will be 4 points out of a playoff spot with a win. Down on Ullmark. Here's Timmy behind the net. Nice play up to Sanderson, and here he comes. Over to Batherson on the wall. He's got a lot of room. Shoot it. Blocked. White Cloud's good. Blocked by Zub there. Nice little play. Oh, chance for the Flames. Ullmark with a nice save. That was a squeaky play. Sanderson's got it now. Just calm things down. Nice outlet pass to Amadio. Lots of space. Michael Amadio shoots for a rebound. And Pinto flips it out. 450. God, man. Can't handle this. I can't handle this. Zoop kind of face planted in the boards there. Nice draw win by Eller in the O-zone. Spence has it. Clevin throws it to the net. That was loose in the slot. Nothing. Here comes Calgary. Zetterlund battles. That puck comes out. And Ridley Gregg in on the forecheck. 4.5 to go. Seeing Gregg skate. Shabbat off the boards. Doesn't get it out. Bouncing puck. Gregg's got it. Up to Nick Cousins. Nice play by Ridley Gregg. Nice and poised in the D zone there. Kadri brings it in. Sends it. That bounced off Jensen. Nice stop by Ullmark. And he kind of gets run into by Farabee. Good job freezing that. Jensen misplayed that a little bit. 3:50 to go. Flames have definitely been pushing a little bit harder here. Oh, God, Jensen. That's just like... Just be sure, man. Like, I know what he's trying to do, man. I do. But it's just... It's palpable. Every single time. It's just a nervous play, like not too sure about it, whatever it may be with Nick Jensen. It just doesn't look confident ever because he's just had a struggle all year. All right, Pinto wins a D-zone draw. Shots are 14-3 right now in the third. Sens ice it, but they got their big boys out there. They're all fresh. You'll take that. Just take another whistle. 3:43 left. And again, I'm not trying to act like this would put them in the playoffs. Like they could fall next week to 6 points out, 5 points out if they win tonight, whatever it may be. You never know what's going to happen. But I think just the premise of being 4 points out at the playoffs or at the deadline is big. Flames on the draw, huge block by Ridley Gregg. And we got a penalty. We got a penalty coming up against the Sens, so the Flames will go to the power play. Uh-oh. Artem Zub. Head in the box for Holden. Both refs had their hand up. Interference, okay. Kind of just tackled him, yeah. Protecting the net a little bit. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. PK's been good tonight. Got to do it again. PK's been really strong. Pinto on the face-off. Beats Kadri. Nice play. And Timmy gets it down the ice. That's a good start again. Got to think the Flames, are they going to pull Cooley on this penalty? Maybe? Not sure. Here's Perek coming up the ice. Moves it over to Farabee. Oh, that's alone in the slot. Sanderson gets it. Oh, and Pinto's all alone. He's offside. Stutzla just couldn't catch up to it quick enough to give him that pass, but could have been a good chance. They get it down nonetheless. Coronado makes a nice move. Amadio gets the puck on him, though. And Chabot battling for it. Sanderson in there as well. Killing time in the corner. All 4 sends are low, though. Gotta be careful here. Sanderson just eating it on the wall. And they get it out, and Greg down the ice. Great work. Jake Sanderson, man, what a player. Oh, my God. Just ate that. You see, like, press it up against the boards like that, just flat. Crazy. Eating hits. All right, 45 seconds in the penalty, and the puck is in the neutral zone here. Timmy's chasing it down. Stutzla's hungry. And Cooley looks like he's coming out of the crease here. Zari's got it. Zari. Here's ball up top. Flames pulled the goalie. And here goes Stutzla. Into the empty net. Tim Stutzla, 11-game point streak. Let's go. 2:01 left, 3-1 sends. Timmy was hunting that puck down. Shorthanded, empty net goal for the German. Everyone breathe a sigh of relief. He makes the turnover. Look at him skate, man. Just won't be denied. Would not be denied tonight. Huge goal, too. Some empty netters. I think Timmy, his empty netters, man, he always grinds for them. Let's go, folks. Here we go. 2 minutes. Still a lot of hockey left. But 3-1 lead. I can't wait to look at the standings tonight. I can't wait to look. Steve Stais, man, maybe make an ad. Maybe make a big addition for this team, man. I don't know. Flames do still have a lot of time here, so let's not get too pumped. They've got possession here. Just a casual save for Linus Ullmark there. Nice stop. 1:42 left. Tim Stutzla was such a stud tonight. Other than the turnover on that penalty, obviously. I think the Flames pulled their goalie again. No, he's in there. Chabot sends it right on net. He was ready to score. Chabot was ready to score if he needed to. Minute 30 to go. I got to change the score bug. Got too excited for Timmy's empty netter. Now they pulled the goalie. Okay. Minute 12. Big block by Pinto. Puck's still in. Perek's got it. Flames need 2 here. Pinto's hurting a little bit after that block. Did Farabee just try and shoot that from the Draisaitl zone? Did I see that right? Great play by Greg. Ridley Gregg is such a dog. Always gives that extra effort. 30 seconds to go. Timmy's out there again. Nice save by Ullmark through traffic there. 22 seconds. Yeah, that looked like a tough block for Pinto. Yeah, it's a good save by Linus. No, I don't, Mike. I don't mind them blocking the shots. I like that. They're a shot blocking team. One of the best defensive teams in the league. They're gonna fight until the end. Play for Linus here. Pinto, did he score? Yeah, let's go. All 4 centermen get all the goals here. You build your team through center depth. That's crazy. I was gonna make a comment about their depth and because it was Eller, right? Like the 4th line center. All 4 centermen score tonight. 2 in the empty net. That's a big one for Pinto. Empty net or not, it still matters, man. It just matters getting that feeling. Full ice like that, that's huge for him. Needed it. Let's let him get hot. What a win. 4 points out of a spot, folks. They were like 10 back. Don't look now. Here come the Sens. Tomorrow should be fun, man. I think Staios is going to make a swing. I really do. 4 points out. What a win by the Ottawa Senators. All right, folks, we'll wrap up here. We got Danger Flutes coming up on the postcast. Me and Ross will be right here to break this one down for you. I'm fired up. I'll save most of my thoughts for that. Appreciate everyone joining me. It's almost midnight Eastern. We'll be there for the postcast. A vibecast heading into the trade deadline. The Ottawa Senators are 4 points out of a playoff spot. 4 points and 6 back of Montreal. Don't forget that. 6 points out of the first wildcard spot. Thanks, folks. Appreciate everyone joining. Once again, like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers. That's our playoff push. Appreciate everyone joining. Huge win for the Ottawa Senators. Who knows what this team will look like on Saturday night, but we will be right back here for that game against the Seattle Kraken. See everyone in the postcast. Don't go anywhere. This has been the live watch party brought to you by the Locked On Senators podcast. We'll see you all in a bit. Thanks, folks.